our Minnesota Vikings pulled an upset in the Big D, keeping their faint playoff hopes alive. We'll talk about the good, bad, and the ugly with the win in Dallas now.
Well, indeed, the Minnesota Vikings playing the role of bad company, Tony Bell. They now can be the ultimate spoilers, and they were in Big D as the Minnesota Vikings handed the Dallas Cowboys could be considered a death shot because now the Cowboys' chances of making the playoffs are slim to none. But really, I was very impressed tonight, Tony, by the composure, by the play of J.J. McCarthy. He threw the first drive. He batted down interception. So you're thinking, oh boy, here we go, right? Like
Yeah.
that was going to throw him into a funk, like we've seen some other quarterbacks that were in Minnesota and the first, just shell up. But played really, really well tonight. There's a lot of things to like. He had some zip on some passes. That throw he had to T.J. Hawkinson and to Jalen Naylor, two things of beauty. Now all we need him to do is to throw that way to Justin Jefferson. But eventually maybe those two will work it out. But what was your thoughts on the 34-26 victory for the Minnesota Vikings tonight, Tony?
Well, now we're in the role of spoiler.
Bad company.
With that being said, I mean, I think what's going on now with JJ now, the game might be starting to slow down for him. And
relaxing.
It could be, yes, and it could also be KOC's putting in the right play calls for him that worked to his ability. It only took him 15 weeks to do it.
Yeah.
But he's doing it. Also, you've got a running game now. And Darisaw didn't play, but the offensive line actually played pretty good. They didn't look sick today.
He did not. He made a lot of great escapes out of the pocket.
Yeah.
He used his feet. And then again, that is something else, Tony, that you and we've talked about, that if JJ is going to be at his best, it's when he's using his feet. He's extending plays. He's making the untimed throws sometimes, but he's looking down the field.
Yeah.
I just think, like, when you watch where he is now to where he was just a few weeks ago, it's as if maybe it was just because we're the Vikings, we're the pressure of everything, the disappointment, and let's face it, I mean, social media and just certain people, their hatred for this guy, it's unfounded. I don't understand it. We should be supporting him because hopefully
this is our franchise quarterback.
Right. And let's get that out there, Tony. You and I don't think had a chance, you and I, to talk about this. We didn't talk before the show.
Mm-hmm.
This Joe Burrow stuff is just fantasy land. Let's just get this out of the way. There's a very slim chance. Like, I saw Vegas put odds out there, but when you really look at it, it's like a 1% chance that this happens. Because
I'm going to put it out there and make it very crystal clear for Viking fans. Joe Burrow trade equals Herschel Walker 2.0. Bottom line. You know what? Yeah, you talk about injuries. Burrow's had injuries. He hasn't looked like himself. He looked bad today.
Yeah,
he did not look good against.
He didn't have a chance today against Baltimore.
No,
they were mailing it in. That just looked like there were some bad games today. There were some great games to get today. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll get to our good, bad, and ugly. But yes, this Joe Burrow thing. I mean, listen, if he was available, sure, you got to look into it. But you're right, Tony. The costs to get a guy at 29 years old in his prime, even though he does have an injury history, that guy, the Bengals would not trade him unless they're getting three.
And also, I'm going to bring this up too.
Stud players.
How many people have told us that KOC needs his own quarterback? So he gets his own quarterback, and he looks terrible with him. Now all of a sudden he wants to get a veteran to make himself look better.
Think J.J. McCarthy's his guy. I mean, I think you're seeing this now, the progression. Obviously J.J. still wants to get more of a relationship going on the field with Justin Jefferson. The good thing about it, Tony, is apparently off the field, those two really have come together. And Justin realizes what J.J. is going through and is he's put his arm around him. Listen, he only had Justin Jefferson had one or two catches tonight?
2 catches today.
He could have been pouting like George Pickens was for the Cowboys, like with the mask up, like, maybe I'll play, maybe I won't the rest of this game. Justin's certainly efforting. It's just those two just are off. I mean, even when he's open for
Well,
whatever
you know
reason
what?
he's open, the
I'm
ball
gonna
fails on JJ when
I'm
Justin.
gonna cut JJ some slack here. Jefferson has got to work his way open, and sometimes he's not. He
Yeah.
had a pass in the end zone today he should have caught, and he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. But you know what? That picture right there was it was great to see. He did the gritty as he walked into the end zone. That fake, Tony, was a brilliant call. And again, this is to the strength of J.J. McCarthy. He's athletic, he's quick, and he can use his feet. And the whole Cowboy team bid on it. I bid on it. I was like, man, what? And then I just
I thought Mason had the ball.
I did too. And then you just see JJ slow walking it, and I'm like, oh my God, he has the ball. That was a phenomenal fake. And this kid is showing you the moxie. I mean, he's got the it factor. I realize people are unhappy. The season was one where the Vikings were expected. We all thought this on this show, all of us, that the Vikings were going to make a run that were really strong, look like a Super Bowl contender on paper. But as we see, I mean, there's certainly things that are coming together now.
But you know what, though? It's not his fault.
No, it's not J.J. McCarthy's fault. Let's get that out there, okay?
It is not his fault.
Rookie quarterback, you got to expect growing pains. It's just part of, the instant Patrick Mahomeses of the world just doesn't happen. Josh Allen had to go through his lumps. Peyton Manning. You can go through a whole list of all these quarterbacks in their first year of actually starting, and it takes time. Now we're going to see the progression. Now you're going to get to see JJ. He's got 3 matchups. They got the Giants, shaky defense, probably put up some numbers there in New York, so it depends on what the weather is. Then you got 2 games against the 2 divisional rivals. If JJ finishes strong and possibly ends the season of the Detroit Lions, which could happen in that matchup in the
he wants to sweep the Lions.
Yes, he wants to finish
sweep them
on a streak, on an up note. That's all. I think we said that, Tony, more than anything, that if the season was not going to be successful, that the time they put into J.J. McCarthy is the most vital aspect moving forward.
Yep.
And I think we can see that. I think in reading certain stuff too, Tony, was we segueing to, because I thought the defense played really well tonight. I really do. Another great defensive performance. Williams got some of his yards, but I mean, CeeDee Lamb was pretty much contained other than that one big catch.
So correct me if I'm wrong. We didn't get any interceptions, but Harrison Smith should have had one.
Should have had one. Yeah, he's gonna have a nightmare on that. Yeah. Actually, that was a really nice play by Fournier. He
turned into the defender.
He turned into the defender. He knocked Harrison's hand. So you can't really blame old man.
But
Harry
also, Dak didn't throw any TD passes.
No, he did not.
That's a first for him. I don't know if that's happened.
The Vikings bent a little bit, but they never really broke. Yeah, right?
They gave you yards between the 20s, but once it got down closer, especially throwing the ball, they tightened up. There was a pass rush on him. They did get a rush on him. We'll see what's up with Grenard. He got hurt late in the game.
Yeah, that arm. I think it's just a continuation, Tony, of a long year for him. The offseason can't come soon enough.
But you know what? Dallas Turner looked okay.
He looked good. Sideline speed, that is ridiculous. He has it. He's progressing. That's great for Kwesi and the organization moving forward. And some of the stuff that I read, Tony, and I know you're like the biggest Brian Flores advocate. I am as well. I think he's staying. Because I think he sees some of the players on the defense, Redmond being one, that he's really been instrumental in helping develop. And I think he sees it with Turner now. Like, this is – why would he – I think he's going to stay. And I think it's also point of what the Vikings do this offseason. Will they address some of the defensive needs? I mean, they do need – I think Rodgers played one of his best games he's had in a while. And the secondary played okay.
Yeah, he got shaken up too.
They need some more help there. They need Murphy to be – if Murphy can go back to a slot position and we can get someone out wide, either through draft pick, first-round pick, or through a veteran some form or way, I think that would help the whole unit out. And of course, they're going to have to replace Harrison Smith next year. But I think those guys are already in pocket. I think Jay Ward has stepped up. He played well. I think you see some signs, and I think Flores wants to stay, Tony, unless there's a head coaching job. I don't know what's going to happen in Cincinnati now with Joe Burrow.
Cincinnati or Cleveland, we don't know. Cincinnati,
Yeah.
Cleveland, Washington.
Washington.
Although I think Kingsbury is in play there.
I think that's his job. If something happens with Quinn, I think Kingsbury. And they won today. They played pretty spirited. Washington.
I'm telling you right now, it could be the Giants.
Could be. And they have that defense. They have all that young talent on defense. Carter.
Yeah. And you got Jackson Dart.
Lawrence.
You're hoping to get Scattaboo back.
Yeah, Burns. You get Scatabo. That would be a fun team. If you're a coach out there, team to go to, the New York Giants would be.
You've got some young talent that you could build with.
Yes, and Neighbors. If he can get healthy for next year, you're going to have him. He's one of the top young wide receivers.
But I mean, if Flores stays, the Vikings are going to have to damn near break the bank for him.
Yeah, and they're going to have to give him some more promises too. I think they're going to have to give him,
and give him the assistant head coach gig. I'm sorry, just give it to him. It's not like
I don't know what Pettin's doing anyway.
I don't know what Pettin's doing besides just maybe he's the one that drives Phillips to the coffee house every month.
He's the Uber Eats guy. He's out there.
He's the Uber Eats guy. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't do anything.
You know what? That's a great job. You got to. You know what though, Tony? Maybe we should be kind of jealous of Pettin because no one really knows what he does. He's up there in the press box. He's not even on the field, so he's never really.
He doesn't have the title.
Puts a camera on him.
I know he didn't make the trip to one of the road games for the first time.
Yeah.
I think it was Seattle.
It was. Yes.
It was Seattle. So I mean, if it's a great gig if he can get it. I mean,
heck, he's living the life, but we don't know what really he's doing there. I don't know what he's doing.
You know what the funny thing is? He probably doesn't know what he's doing.
He doesn't
he's
even
got
know.
a title, and he's just like, okay, I'm getting a check.
Getting those big fat checks. The wife's happy.
What the hell?
He's living the good life, Tony Bell. He's living the good life. So let him be. But you know what? Just put Flores in the higher position. I hope so because I think the defense really has picked it up here. I know they gave up 26 points, but there were a lot of factors that went into that. Some calls that were interesting. Obviously, the fake field goal. I mean, the thing with the Cowboys that was really surprising, and I guess I'll give away one of my uglies, is Brandon Aubrey. I was so excited to see him kick tonight, him and Reichert. I thought this is like one of the best kicking matchups in the NFL, right?
He missed the two long ones.
And he was pushing. I mean, did you see? It's like Collinsworth was breaking it down, and it's like he's right. It's like he doesn't even really put a lot of effort when he kicks it. It just flies off his foot, man. And I said a bad night. He missed 2 field goals. That certainly hurt the Cowboys. But Will Reichert was clutch, kicking that 53-yarder. And I guess now, Tony, he's one away from having the most 50-yard kicks, field goals good in the NFL. McLaughlin from, I guess, another former Viking kicker, right?
Another former Viking kicker, yeah.
And for Tampa Bay, he's won with 10, and Reichert now is tied with a couple other guys at 9. Wow. But
you know who should get a game ball? Should be Ryan Wright, the punter.
He had a great game. He's been really good this year. And I know we all joke about him. Well, he's just a holder. That's why he's on the team. But he has helped the Vikings with field position over the last 2 or 3 weeks. His kicks have been really good, and he's been that way most of the year. And, he's a free agent, and so that will be one of the guys that I think, you might have to put in a checkbox and say, hey, let's bring him back. He should be one of the guys. Eric Wilson should be another guy. Made a big tackle on the 4th down play, which if he didn't tackle him and hold him at that line, it would have been a first down.
That would have been a first down.
And it was that close. Yeah. So Wilson used his strength. If that was Ivan Pace, here's the example of it. That was Ivan Pace on that play.
He gets run over.
That's a first down. So that, Eric Wilson is certainly having – you could argue, Tony, if you wanted to look at some of the players, and we'll get to it at the end of the year on our show, Pro Bowl level guys, you could certainly say Eric Wilson's having a Pro Bowl season for the Minnesota Vikings. He's been that good.
Did we get him back at the beginning of the year? Or did we get him already into the season?
It was before the season. It was one of the last guys that I think we added the
One of
free.
the first
Yeah,
signings.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, and that's a guy, he's certainly earned it. Now, look, I don't know. I'm sure his agent is watching what we're watching, and he might price himself out. But he's 31 years old. He's in a good place. If the Vikings just kind of guarantee him the playing time that they are this season, then I think there's a good chance that he would be back. And the big guy now that they have to take care of, if you want to look ahead, is
Jalen
Jalen.
Redmond.
Yeah, that's a guy they're going to have to pay.
That one, you know what? You pay that man what he wants.
Oh, I agree. I
You
mean,
pay him what he wants. You let him go. That's
quiet tonight. Was a little quiet tonight. But him and Levi, I think they work well together. They know what each other's out there for, and certainly those two have. I mean,
Okay, I got a question.
Yes,
Levi's the one that got called for an unnecessary roughness call.
I didn't see it. I was like wondering what that.
If there was going to be a call, that should have been on the offensive guy.
Yeah, there were some interesting calls by Novak's crew.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, so obviously these guys got a little extra income from Jerry sitting up there in the booth.
Didn't work, though.
Didn't work.
No. The Vikings, if you're just joining us, with a 34-26 win at Big D. They're fourth in a row in Dallas. Sadly for the Vikings, with the Bears winning today, their playoff chances are no more. But as Tony and I are saying, there's some good things about the rest of the season. One of those things we saw tonight, J.J. McCarthy's development. I think as we were saying too, Tony, it's quite evident that I thought Jordan Addison was going to be JJ's favorite target, but it is quite evident that it's Jalen Naylor. That's another question that we throw out there, because Jalen's coming up on his free agency as well. Is that a guy now that has played himself into a contract? Because you got to think he's going to get a lot less than Jordan Addison. And if Addison and his agent decide to play hardball, I mean, that could be one of the surprise trades that the Vikings make in the offseason.
You're gonna move away from somebody, because not only that, but they drafted Ty Felton, who they think could be.
He's got to get out there more too. They got to play him more. I know
he's playing a lot on special teams.
Yeah, he has. I just want to see him, get some receiving reps, see where he can develop, get a few weeks under his belt.
But if you notice, JJ, his favorite targets at the moment, Naylor,
Hawkinson,
Josh Oliver,
and Hawkinson. The tight ends have really kind of come.
Yeah, Hawkinson, and also Aaron Jones out of the backfield.
Yeah,
so right there, those are his favorite targets. The ones he's got to get the work with is Jets and Addison. And
it's just a matter if he can get the ball down a little lower, Tony. It's like he's got to be able to.
He either throws a pass too high, or he'll throw it too low and it'll get bad. But it comes with time. He will learn.
It does.
Yet to even he doesn't have a touch either.
But I think Kevin's seeing, and he should have seen it in the Michigan tape anyways when they drafted him, that JJ's better outside of the pocket too. He's better when they roll him out, when they cut the field in half.
What did I say?
You said it all along, Tony Bell. Ring that bell. Ring the Tony Bell. You said it all along. The one person that is going to be preventive in J.J. McCarthy's development is one Kevin O'Connell. Now I think he's seen the light, as we've said on the page, our Facebook page, right?
I gotta say, I really want to know who got in his ear. I really want to. Somebody told him something.
Well, how about himself, Tony Bell? What if he just sat there, looked at the tape, they all do, and just said, what am I doing? I'm trying to put too much on his plate. Let's just get him to play his brand of football. And now you see everything kind of come into fruition, right? This is two straight weeks.
You know what, though, Eric?
Weeks, Tony, over 30 points. 2 straight weeks over 30
But
points.
Eric, this is the same guy who said in training camp that if you're going to play quarterback for him, you have to learn his playbook.
Yeah, and he's done that to other quarterbacks. We've pointed that out.
I mean, that mirror is bipolar if you think about it, because
it does. Yes,
it's like
schizophrenic. I mean, that's what schizophrenic O'Connell. But the thing is this: they ran the ball, I think, a good amount tonight because it allowed the play action, and that's a big thing for any quarterback. The play action, being able to do that and get the ball out up top, and he did with Addison on that big pass. And He did with Naylor. That was a gorgeous pass, and that was a pressure down. That was a third down pass that he made that on, right? So, and the Vikings were 3 for 3, Tony,
On fourth
tonight
downs.
on fourth downs.
Yeah.
And I was like, please tell me you're punting the ball. I don't know what you thought. I want to know what you thought, Tony. And if you guys have a thought process on tonight's game, let us know here. Your chance to respond. This is the official Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Viking fans.
With
when
both,
it was 8-point lead, fourth down and 1.5, and it was a long 1.5.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to draw him offside because he had JJ in the shotgun, right? And I'm like, okay, this is going to be an offside. And if that Cowboys number 42 took the proper route, he's getting stuffed. It was Mason, right? Who ran that?
That was Mason
or Jones. Maybe it was
Jones. It was Jones.
But if 42 took the right route, didn't loop so far, I mean, that play would have been stuffed.
42, isn't that Clowney?
I think it is Clowney. If 42 was not stuffed or didn't go around, didn't go take a deeper, if he had cut the line there, he would have Jones in the backfield, and then the Cowboys would have had the ball with that high efficiency offense in a minute and something left.
And I'll tell you what, with the Vikings, I was kind of like, okay, they're going for it. Okay, cool. But with the Cowboys, I was kind of like, you know what? You guys are still in this game.
That was an interesting one, right? That cost them the 3 points.
Yeah.
The Vikings got 3 points when they went for it where they did. I'm like, you still got 5 minutes left. You got all your timeouts.
Yeah.
Hunt it and put a little pressure on JJ.
And unfortunately, folks, that's where analytics has come into the NFL.
Analytics says you should go for it, right?
Analytics are going to cost a lot of coaches their job.
It could cost a lot of guys. I think you got to go back to the gut feeling, Tony, right?
It's just common sense. And I think with Kevin O'Connell, I think he felt the offensive line was getting a good push tonight. So
they did play well, though. They did.
He felt comfortable going, even with School in there, and I'm harsh on School.
I actually posted something on the thread where I said, why is he in there? But then he actually played okay tonight.
Here's my question. You drafted Walter Rouse to play a tackle spot.
They don't like Walter.
And he's inactive every single week. But there's Justin School.
School is out.
Oh my God! To me, it's just
actually in. And here's the other aspect. They did show. I didn't snap it. I should have. They showed Christian Darrisaw on the sideline, Tony, and
this missed 24 games.
24 games.
Yeah.
Listen, I know that injury was just devastating, and he did speed it up to come back this year. You got to tip your cap to him, but that's a lot, and you're paying him a lot, and but he plays a position that you can't.
He plays a position that you can't screw around with, especially with this young quarterback.
Yeah, he'll be back, but it's just if he misses more time next year after a full off season, I think then you got to start asking.
Well, he hurried back the knee.
He did,
but then if anybody knows, if they've ever had an injury and they get back into sports, when you hurt one part of the body, you overcompensate with other parts. And so that's where all the other injuries come from. Yeah. So with the off season, he can finally heal up, rest, and hopefully come back okay next year. But right now, I mean, we hurried a couple of players back that we shouldn't.
We did. I think we did because we're at the time. Now is the time that we don't push. And if someone's hurt, like Renard should probably take a week off, 2 weeks off.
I think with Renard, because he's under contract for a while, isn't he?
I think he only has 1 year left. I put out on the page, I'll send it to you too, Tony. The Vikings, actually, there's a lot of ways for the Vikings to re-sign players and help the salary cap. So I know they're going to be anywhere from, I think, 32 to 50 million over the cap, but there's a lot of things they can do. Restructure O'Neal's contract. They could restructure TJ's contract without cutting him and putting extra years on, and they could do the same thing with Jonathan Grenard and Alex Van Ginkel. So there's options to do things.
You can kick more money down. Kick more money down.
Kick it more down the line, which is going to be dangerous because that bill's going to have to be paid. But then again, the NFL salary cap usually goes up $10 to $20 million seemingly every year. So maybe the Vikings know what they're doing.
But once again, then we're back to that problem. You're still old.
You're old. You got to you got to draft guys. You got to develop guys, and it's got to happen now. And we're seeing with Turner. That's good. Hopefully we're seeing it now with JJ. We're going to see more as the season tallies and going into next season. So this stuff, these reps are crucial for young players. But then again, Tony, that's why I want to see more of Felton. I want to see more of Walter Rouse, unless they've already made – it seems like maybe they've already predetermined that Walter Rouse, like Ty Chandler.
Well, I think the problem is, just me personally, I think the problem is Chris Cooper. He's got his favorites for the offensive line. So here's the thing, if Cooper's gone, they're going to let go of some coach.
Yeah, probably Daniels, maybe too.
Daniels, special teams guy. Cooper.
I'd have to replace Flores. We don't know. We're not sure, but
right. So depending on who comes in, and I think they're going to be in house for Flores's replacement, which I'm not a fan of, but
it could be a head coach that's currently playing somewhere too. It could be a Raheem Morris. I don't know. Depends on who's out there. They might want a big name for that, because O'Connell does rely on the defensive coordinator to conduct and worry about that side of the ball heavily.
And they work together in LA.
They work together within LA, and I think they have the close bonds. So that could be something that happens if Flores does leave. But we'll have to see. So let's do our good, bad, and ugly tonight, and then give out a game ball, and then we'll do our final thoughts. If you have any thoughts here before we go, what's your thoughts on the Vikings 34-26 win tonight? They improved to 6-8. JJ McCarthy on the evening was 15 for 24, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the 1 interception, which was on the first drive. TJ Hawkinson having one of his better games for the Vikings. Jordan Addison showing up as well. Jalen Naylor with a big catch, 2 touchdowns. So there's a lot to like. I have to give the game ball to Jalen Naylor. It's easy to give it to J.J. McCarthy, but I think that catch that he made on that big third down throw was pivotal, and it kept the momentum going. Then he scored a touchdown to put the exclamation point on it for the Vikings. I think Naylor played extremely well. Obviously, Will Reichard, we talked a little bit earlier in the show, another 53-yard field goal. He's now got 9 over 50, and he's 1 away from the lead, tying the leader. So there's a lot of things defensively. I thought Isaiah Rodgers showed tonight in a good way.
He made some key tackles.
He made some big tackles.
Yeah.
They were all over the Cowboys' wide receiving and screen game. The Vikings were seeing that out, and so Flores did a lot of that on the line stuff that I like. Tony, I could give a game ball to Brian Flores for the way that he had the defense disguising and keeping Dak a little uncomfortable there in the pocket. So
we blitzed like every play. It seemed like
it did seem like it. I would like to see the statistic, but
we were sending. It looked like, I swear to God, it looked like they were sending 8 or 9 people.
Harrison Smith's going to need some oxygen on the flight.
Yeah,
he was blitzing and getting in there and causing havoc, which marks 2 straight really great games for Harrison Smith. And we're down to his final 3 games, most likely, Tony Bell, of his career, barring injury. So we should all enjoy it. Maybe we'll give a game ball to him. The bad, just the way that I think certain Cowboy players competed, and I think the coaching staff, I think Schottenheimer going for it on 4th and 3 or 4th and 8 from the position in the field where he is, instead of letting his defense get the ball back and pinning the Vikings deep. That cost them 3 points, and that basically was the ball game over. So Schottenheimer definitely has to be put in that area. And then the ugly, I don't know. I saw a lot of really bad calls tonight by Scott Novak's crew. I wasn't very fond of the refs tonight, although I think the Cowboys had more penalties than the Vikings did.
Cowboys had 8 penalties. Vikings only had 3.
8 penalties. So when you look at that, I mean, the Vikings got a call, and Scott Novak continues his road warrior mentality. Road teams win when Scott Novak is the referee. So just remember that if you're betting there in the future. But I thought the refereeing was sort of, and if you want to nitpick a little bit, Tony, on our side, I don't know. I expected bigger things from Aaron Jones tonight. He had that one big catch, but for the most part, I think the Cowboys pretty much kept him in check. And usually when Aaron plays in Texas, the state of Texas, he likes to wear a sombrero in his El Paso days, being UTEP minor. Mm-hmm. He was kind of tonight. The running game did just enough. Mason, I thought, was more effective, but the Cowboys' running game was more effective than the Vikings' running game. But then again, the Cowboys just.
But they got 1 rushing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Who's that? The Cowboys.
The Cowboys. I know they got 1.
2. Williams had 1, and then the guy that replaced him, Davis.
Oh, Davis. Malik
Davis or Lupek, the other guy that was in there.
Yeah, the actual fullback.
Yeah,
he's a fullback.
So, I think but overall, I mean, the Vikings kept in check what they had to keep in check. Ferguson was kept in check. CeeDee Lamb, pedestrian numbers. George Pickens was a ghost tonight, stealing money. And when you contain those guys, Javonte Williams played well. He had 91 yards, but he was hurt too. It kind of had to go out of the game for a little while with some kind of stinger or shoulder. Yeah. Overall, though, exactly. Cowboy fans are crying again because the Minnesota Vikings have pretty much booted them out of the playoffs, Tony Bell. So that makes us feel real good.
Here's a funny thing about that. Cowboy fans got on the Commanders last week because they got shut out by the Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your excuse this week, Cowboys?
Well, and at home too,
on national TV, which everybody saw you lose on national TV, which I love.
That was extra pressure on the Vikings because we know the Vikings on primetime games. Well, back in a certain quarterback, they were
going to fold.
But now
they were going to fold.
Yeah, JJ's pretty good on the primetime games.
I'm going to say my good.
Yeah,
was the Vikings' offensive line.
Yes,
that's my good.
Jackson looked good again tonight. Ryan Kelly, it's a shame he wasn't healthy all year long, was a beast at center tonight.
You know what? He might come back.
Yeah, he might. He's got a lot of money to do so.
Yeah,
that might be one of the guys the Vikings might use to cut.
They might get him to move around some money. They probably get Fries to move around some money.
He played really well. They had a lot of push.
If the O-line continues to play down the stretch the way they did, they're going to have a good feeling going into next year.
Yeah, they might win. They could win these next 3 games.
Right.
Finish the season as a winning team,
Right.
I mean, and again, Tony, let's just end this notion before you finish your good, bad, and ugly and your final thoughts. These guys are out there to win games. They're not there to tank. They don't care about draft positionings. They're out there. They're competing.
The only professionals that tank are NBA players.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, especially when
they're the only sport where they actually tank are the overpaid ones in the NBA.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard. Hello there.
Yeah, it ain't like you guys play
load management. Ask myself.
You guys, they don't even play back-to-backs hardly every night anymore. They're whining. Oh, I need a day off. Okay, you got your day off.
Skull Anthony Tollison, did you enjoy the win? Let us know. 34-26.
I think for a bad, I'm going to go with, like you said, the Cowboy decision making.
It was really weird. I mean, it worked on the fake field goal. That was brilliant. I mean, the Vikings were completely caught on that.
But, it's kind of funny. The last 2 weeks, we have played offenses that have reverted into KOC.
Yeah, pass happy.
I
mean, I don't know what Javonte's. I know he finished with 91.
He had 90 some odd yards.
Right, and he had like a 4.7 average. Feed him the ball. I mean, don't complicate it. He was having some big gashing runs when the Vikings were playing more base to try to cut off the passing game. Javonte was going for 12, 15-yard runs there in the second half. So, I think the Cowboys certainly maybe helped the Vikings with some of their decision making tonight. But I think overall, Tony, we got to be really happy because I think the Vikings are showing heart when they could completely just mail it in. And more importantly, I think, again, for us, it's just seeing these young guys get better, right? That's the future. The future.
You got to see what you have before you move on. And then we don't know what's going to happen in the offseason with this team. We have no idea.
Yes, we can kind of, absolutely.
That's the best part of the night.
See, Jerry
Jones. That is the best part of the night to see that senile old bastard, Jerry Jones, look lost.
Yeah, he was not.
Have his caregiver son sitting right next to him.
Dallas should have won this game tonight. I mean, this is a game the Dallas Cowboys have to win. I agree. We will beat the Giants next week.
Depending on it depends on the weather too.
Depends on the weather. They got blitzed with some snow back east. It was fun. And before we before we run off and to enjoy the rest of our Sunday night, Tony, there were some great games today in the NFL. That Patriots-Bills game was a classic.
Yeah.
Josh Allen telling the youngster not quite yet. But they were going, it was like whoever was going to have the ball last, but the Bills defense actually stopped them when it mattered most.
I don't think we need to talk about this.
Oh, I think we definitely do.
Because why not? It's something to talk about. I mean,
so the hat and shirt game, okay, you're going to have to wait.
I will say this, though.
Yeah.
Buffalo might be one and done in the playoffs.
Their defense is very shaky, Tony. I don't know how you can sit there. I mean, the Patriots were gashing them. Here's where the Patriots will feel bad when they wake up tomorrow. Yeah, Parsons and Mahomes torn ACL.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the biggest one of those two is Parsons, because that's Green Bay's defense right there.
That's huge. I mean, that
is huge.
They got the Bears next week. The winner of that matchup will most likely win the NFC North. And now you don't have Micah Parsons, and that's a brutal, brutal injury. And also, Tony, this impacts the Packers at the beginning of next year because Mika's not going to be ready. I doubt it. Although, these knee injuries, they
rush them back.
They do seem to kind of come back a little earlier than they used to. But
well, it depends on how bad it is.
Right. We don't know yet.
What grade, we don't know. And when does he start rehabbing?
Let me ask you this, though, Tony Bell. Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs, is this the closing door of the first half of maybe the Mahomes era? I mean, is there going to be a second half? With Andy Reid still there, I'm going to say yes. They'll just revamp, but Mahomes is older. This is a knee injury.
You heard it from me first, people.
Is this it?
The Chiefs are done.
Wow.
Chiefs.
I know a lot of people are happy out there, like Mark Schleyer at Stinky, who hates the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are done. They got old. Age hit them real fast.
It did.
And yes, I give Andy Reid a ton of credit, but guess what? Andy Reid ain't got it. I mean, he's now in Bill Belichick area. He doesn't have to coach anymore. He's just doing it to do it. But
he loves it. I mean, I think Andy Reid's one of those guys. I don't think he knows what to do other than eat good barbecue. I don't think he knows what to do if he wasn't a head coach, and he's worried that when that's done, that might be it for him. I mean, the coaching is.
Here's my thing. Okay, you don't have to prove anything else. You've already.
No, he's one of the great coaches of all time. One of the best offensive.
Yeah, you know what? I know everybody's competitive, and it kills you when you walk away from what you're used to doing, no matter what sport it is. Yeah. But you know what? That part of your life is over.
And maybe the best story of tonight, or today, I should say, was seeing the old Phillip Rivers throwing his first pass today. Oh,
okay, question. Did they find this
man? Proud. It was a wobbler. That thing was wobbling like a duck. But you know what? I think all of America got behind him. And if Jacoby Myers didn't hit like that 58-yard field goal, I mean,
how could you not get behind him? He covers you up if you're in back of him. My God. By the way, where do they find this guy? Golden Corral? My God, he hasn't missed a meal since he retired.
He's stealing the snacks at the kids' high school games. Too many juice boxes there, Phillip. But you know what? It was fun to watch him. The guy is so competitive, Tony. He's one of those guys you could tell that hates to lose at anything.
But let's put it out there, though. He doesn't have Jonathan Taylor. It's a different story.
Oh, no. I mean, the Colts this is a great collapse job because their schedule's brutal down the stretch here, and Phillip Rivers is
the team we should be talking about, the Houston Texans.
They're good. They are good.
We should be talking about Houston. We should be talking about the Chargers. Why should we be talking about those teams? Because those two head coaches could have been your head coach, Minnesota Vikings.
D'Amico Ryans and Jimmy Harbaugh playing that winning style of football in December when it matters most, going into January and February.
And I'll tell you what, that Charger game was a physical game. That defense was hitting out there.
Oh, yeah. No, there was
they were hitting.
Is it me, Tony, or is it since, we flipped here into December, even late November, these teams, all these teams are hitting harder than they've hit all year. I don't know if the NFL has said, hey, let's get the physicality up, but it seems like We saw some hits tonight. I mean, actually, J.J. McCarthy, on one of his scrambles, and then he dove, the Cowboys guy punched him in the head. I don't know if you saw that.
And he got away with it.
He's trying to punch the ball, right? But then when someone, and he punched him in the head, and that's when J.J. got up and was like, hey.
Well, how do you miss that flag, people?
Got kicked to the head, too. J.J. got kicked. He got punched.
Yeah. I mean, how do you miss that? Yeah, Deion Wilson is the one that hit him in the head.
Deion Wilson was the one that hit him.
When it gets colder, and like with the Chiefs game, and it's colder, those hits sting a little more.
They got to hurt more on those.
They sting a little more, and then it is a playoff battle. So
that's a great game, Anthony. We'll be watching that. The Seahawks and Rams. That will be for the NFC West division.
Now, here's the kicker with that one. Devontae Adams is not playing for the Rams. He pulled a hammy.
It almost looked like he tore it. I mean, he pulled up. That is a huge blow for the Rams because
it was also a huge blow for our fantasy football team.
Okay, let's stop with the crying. You've already cried over our loss.
I'm gonna go cry again.
Okay, you can cry again. But to finish up, I mean, this time of year is fun. I wish, obviously, we had a little more playoff aspirations and this and that. But I'm looking for a lot of things, Tony, as we finish out this year for the Vikings. Obviously, the Giants next week. We'll do a preview show. Just your final thoughts on what happened tonight and what you expect now to finish the season for our beloved Minnesota Vikings. Like, what do you want to see, Tony, as they progress, play in New York, and finish up with their last two at home against the Lions and Packers?
Well, they're playing spoiler now, but
yes,
this is the offense I wanted to see back in September.
Yep, me too.
And it unfortunately took our head coach all year to figure it out. So now this is what we got. So now let's just play spoiler. You can enjoy the games. You can just relax. You can see, get an idea of who do you want to bring back, who don't you want to bring back. There's a bunch of players that I'm looking at and I'm like, yeah, we could just move on from him. But you want to see JJ grow some more.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, those home games, I mean, Christmas Day against the Lions is going to be a big one.
That whiteout game, Tony,
that could bounce the Lions out of the postseason.
That would be worth it, wouldn't it, just to see?
Yes. That. And then the next week you've got the Packers, and we're wearing our throwbacks that game. That could cost the Packers the division, but I'm pretty sure they're going to make the playoffs.
And also, Tony, just to add to that, right? The Vikings, if they won those two games, would finish with a winning record in the NFC.
9-8. They'd be 9-8. Yeah.
They'd be 9-8, and going into next year, you're on that momentum push.
Yep.
And JJ's got the swagger. He's already beaten Detroit once. He certainly wants to make up for the Packers debacle at Lambeau. So you would be going into next year with so much positivity, and obviously it's going to be up to Kwesi in the front office and Kevin O'Connell.
And I will tell you something right now. I'm going to put this out there. No Micah Parsons on that Green Bay team is going to make that defense look completely different. It's going to make that Green Bay Packer team look completely different. They could fold.
It could really throw a wrench in things.
It could. It really could. So it's when we get the injuries later in the year, but with the Vikings, you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but you want to see the younger players develop more. Maybe put Felton out there. We're seeing the linemen. I want to see more out of Redmond. We're going to have to pay this guy in the offseason.
Yeah, that's where money that we cut or save has to go to him before you.
I'm thinking, you know what? That money you gave Allen and the money you gave Hargrave, either tell them to take a pay cut or cut them.
One of them will be cut. I don't know.
One of them will be cut, but sign Redmond to that money.
I agree. He deserves it, Yeah, that's true. Myles Garrett next week against the Bills, I believe. I think the Bills and Browns, Myles Garrett can break the sack record.
So here's my question for you.
Yes.
If you were to make a trade for Myles Garrett, what would you offer up?
Oh, it's got to be a ton. If I'm Cleveland, I don't do it. But, I could see him maybe contemplating it because Cleveland's got so many different holes in different areas that they need to fill. So, God, you'd have to get 2 first-round picks to start. I would want Dallas Turner from the Vikings, and then I'd want Jordan Addison. You could get 2 first-round picks, Addison and Turner. You probably could get into the Myles Garrett discussion. Probably.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there. Garrett will either be in Philly or Dallas next year.
Yeah, I think he wants to actually play in Dallas, Tony. He's from the area. That's his team. I could see it. You know what? And then with the addition of Kenny Clark this year and Quentin Williams, if you add Myles Garrett to that defense, and then if they can figure out Travion Diggs and his whatever,
I'm thinking
other
he's going to
guys,
get
quite honestly.
fired. I think he's going to get. I think he's going to get traded.
Who's that? Diggs? Yeah,
I
probably.
think Diggs is going to get
Because
traded.
he probably should have played tonight. I don't know why
he was a healthy scratch.
He was a healthy scratch. There's things going on there. We don't know. Obviously, probably contractual issues that he wants resolved before he plays another game for the Dallas Cowboys. But
Yeah.
Tony Bell, always a pleasure talking with you. We'll do the Giants preview later this week.
Yeah.
We'll have some questions up there on our Facebook page, the official Purple Skull Squad show for Minnesota Viking fans on Facebook. Post stuff, do shows on there. Please like and subscribe if you like our content. We do this because we're huge fans. You guys can do it as well. We enjoy doing this. Hopefully you like it. And thank you, Anthony, for popping on tonight. And Tony Bell, as we always say to everyone, have a blessed week. Happy holidays is around the corner. And
Skull.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back later this week to preview the Week 16 battle of the Vikings at Giants. Stay tuned to our page for all breaking Vikings news. And don't forget, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Skull!